Hey, I'm Jonas, as Muddy said, and with me today is Annie. Annie, can you show your face real quick to
Hey
people?
there, Annie.
Alrighty. So the two of us, we are building up a global Access Springer developer community. And if you already joined us for the first virtual developer day that we had in late April, I think, then this today, I think, is a very exciting update because, as Muddy already said, a lot of things have happened and we have a lot in store for you guys. So I'm very excited to be here with you guys today and give you a quick update. So, heard about this project before. Let me give you a quick introduction. So, what you see here on the map is a rough estimation of all of the locations of offices of companies that belong to Axel Springer where developers work. So, if I want to say that maybe more simply, everywhere where you see a pin here, you have colleagues, developers, other developers with a lot of knowledge and just wisdom that they can share with you if you can talk to them. So the idea here in this project is that we want to connect all of the developers at Axel Springer with each other through Slack and Teams. And the reason why we say Slack and Teams is because one thing that we discovered while talking to the community, so we already talked to quite a few people globally from all different kinds of Axel Springer companies. And what we found is that Microsoft Teams and Slack and even Google Chat is widely used. So we have different messengers, and the goal is that we can really seamlessly connect all of these together without anybody having to log on to a different tool or log on to a different workspace. All right, more on that in just a second. Just as a general overview, this is what we do, and our vision is that one day, through connecting all developers at Axel Springer with, for example, also these amazing events that Daniela and Muddy have done for us, I hope that we can really become a global tech community at Axel Springer. And speaking of community, why don't we get to know each other a little bit? So we prepared a Slido that you can log on to right now. So you can either go to slido.com and then enter 60451. I mean, that's 60451. Or you can just directly scan the QR code. I'm going to switch to the live view in just a second. But this little exercise is always really great for us to sort of get a feeling for where everybody's tuning in from, and the rest of the questions, I'll show you in just a second. All right. So first question, where are you all from? Let's see here. All right. Meinerstadt is pretty well represented here today. Hello, you guys. 60451. Thank you so much. That's the code. We've seen that before. Nuremberg. Nice.
And Stockholm. We got them there.
Stockholm.
Budapest. Nice.
Zurich is here as well. Hello. Axel Springer IT Services. I think you guys are from Berlin, if I remember correctly.
We got Ireland.
And then add up. I'm not sure where you guys are from again. Forgot, but hello, welcome. Let's have the colleagues from profession.hu. Awesome having you guys here. Hello. Hey, from Ireland, Seon Group. Robert, if that's you, hi. All right. All right. I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee here because answers are still coming in. All right, and then nope. Wow, well, Berlin is definitely very well represented, and so is Idealo. Hello. Meinerstadt as well. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Oh, see, still coming in? No. All right, let's go to the next question. And this was really interesting. Which technologies do you use the most? It's kind of interesting because we were actually at the Cookie Day as well, which was also really, really interesting. But I feel like people were a little stunned by that question. because not all of them were actually developers. All right, we got React. That's awesome. React, quite well represented here. Vue, all right. MongoDB, TypeScript, Java. We even have .NET. That's impressive. PHP, also a big one. That's definitely something I've also seen quite a bit. All right, we also have the people using R again. I think that's awesome. I've never worked with R. It's such a, that's like jazz music, and I'm just like a rock and roll player or something. That's crazy. So cool that you guys are using that. Wow. All right, we have a lot of different technologies here. Nest.js, nice. Perl, we haven't had Perl. Wow. All right, Go also pretty big. Swift, Python, Spring. Awesome, you guys. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. So while you guys are entering your answers, this is really interesting for us to understand, because at the end of the day, you can see here how fragmented this whole thing is. You guys know that PHP is sort of a different, beast. I mean, it's like the big sort of topic, but we have the Laravel framework here, for example. I'm not sure where I saw that, but we have all of these different technologies, and all of these technologies are a completely different beast altogether. Even when we have many different technologies that all do front end or back end, React and Vue is definitely two separate universes. And so that's sort of the challenge that we're trying to solve here. How can we get all of these people that do use the same technologies together? All right, thank you guys so much for that. And now to the last question: which messengers do you primarily use? All right. Google Chat shooting up. I guess the people from Meinestadt were really fast in clicking. All right. Well, that's interesting. So this is really interesting. This is pretty consistent with what we've seen so far. The majority is actually using Microsoft Teams. And then, the second place is always Slack, but it's always sort of 10, 20, 30% behind, but definitely still very widely used. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for that. It's always really helpful for us to understand where the community is coming from, and also what technologies you use. So, as I said, the goal is really to connect everybody globally. And it's really interesting because the way that we try to do that right now, we have sort of the big idea of this tech chat, and we've already started that here in Berlin. So the idea is that at the end of this project, you guys have these community channels, and what you can see here on the screen are the 5 community channels that we already run in Berlin at National Media and Tech, previously known as Spring. So we have a Cloud DevOps channel, React Security, TypeScript, and Vue channel. And it's really interesting because like that, we're slowly starting the conversation, but only here in Berlin. Also, another thing, we always have dedicated channel admins for every channel. So if you want to help us start a new channel, you just saw a ton of technologies that are not on this slide. So if you want to help us start a channel like that, please reach out to us more on how you can get in touch with us later as well. So right now, these community channels are only available in Berlin. And one of the next steps that we're working on right now is a system that maps these community channels to all of our Slack workspaces. This is in the works right now. It's a custom-made solution just to sort of get it through the whole legal and data privacy process as fast as possible. And what you can see here are the different companies that we already are somewhat in touch with, on various stages, but that said, it will be interesting. So if you can, for example, see here, Universum, New York City, and then Berlin, if we already managed to just connect those 3 with each other by making these community channels available in every Slack workspace that they use locally, then we already have a global community. And that's the beauty of it. Like, we really want this to be as easy as possible to join. And we're working on releasing this in September. And then, very soon we'll have, the first global community channel. So we're very excited about that. Annie?
All right, I'm taking over. So the current status of the project obviously is that we have the community channels in Berlin, and as Jonas said, we're working hard on actually making them accessible and available to you all, no matter which tool you use or where you're located and which workspace your company has. And the second initiative that we have launched lately, like I think 5 weeks ago actually, is our weekly tech newsletter. And the main goal of the newsletter is to give a stage to the developer community and providing insights for every developer at Axel Springer. And the stage part we got covered by publishing an article every week about cool projects and stories of developers. And this can actually be anything that's of interest for the community, such as interesting meeting cultures, which you will also learn about from the speakers who are coming right up after us. And it could also be like different coding challenges that your colleagues have faced and how they found a solution for that. And the stage is open for every developer. So in case you're right now thinking about a cool topic that could be of interest, feel free to reach out to us so we can actually figure out how to provide that stage for you guys. Another thing that you will always find in the newsletter is the list of current community channels. So it's really easy to actually just like access them for you and always have an overview of what's going on with that project. And in case you find a channel that's, go back one slide.
Sorry.
It's all good. And in case you actually like are missing a channel on a certain technology or topic, the newsletter actually makes it really easy for you guys to initiate whatever you need in this community, because after all, it's for you guys. So now you can move on. Also, what's in there is always a list of the upcoming events, because funny story is that Jonas actually came up with the idea when he was talking to other developers on one of these events, actually the Developer Day last year. So we're always making sure to provide you guys with a list of what's coming up for you guys, how you can engage with each other. So I highly recommend you guys to subscribe to that newsletter. It's actually like super interesting. And yeah, this is also how you can get involved and how you actually can like be in touch with the project. If you want to move one slide further, Jonas.
Yes.
So there's two options, and I bet some of you guys already scanned the QR code for Slido earlier. You can also just scan it here or click on the link, which I will post in the chat in a second, because with the newsletter, you'll always be up to date on what's going on and how we're actually like making progress, and you can be like early users, hopefully.
And the second thing that we're asking you to do, I mean, first of all, the newsletter, feel free to share that with your local team group chats. We really want to reach every developer at Axel Springer, and we can only do that with your help. And the second thing is that we really want to roll out this Slack sync that we're working on right now to as many Slack workspaces as we can. So if you want to have the community channels, if you want to have those available in your local workspace, in your local Slack workspace, then please grab a coffee with us. If you scan this QR code, you can actually pick out you know, a time slot that works well for you, so you can just really easily with one click meet us, and then you know, we'd love to integrate with your Slack workspace. And then also one other thing, as you can see here, the tech event calendar, it's actually something that currently only has the events from Daniela and Muddy, and we love to also include your live stream there. So if you, for example, have local guild meetings or something like that, where you feel like it would be awesome if other developers could also just join in, then just reach out to us, and we'd love to include your live streams in this newsletter so that other developers from the community can join as well. All right, any questions at this point, you guys? Just gonna switch back here, open up the chat. All right, let's see.
Are there any questions for Jonas and Annie?
All right, seems like
Probably
we explained it very well.
you answered everything already. Everyone is subscribing now.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Great.
thank you guys so much. And I guess we made a little extra time for the next speakers.
Thank you so much.